Shoalhaven, where the council's in the news again, from rates to roads and trees that go.
Let's talk about what's really going on inside Shoalhaven Council under the Shoalhaven Independents Group, SIG. What we're seeing isn't leadership, it's theatre. Bob Proudfoot leads a strategy built on political performance. He lines up deputations from vocal residents and follows them with long, emotional speeches designed to win applause, not make hard decisions.
Was wasting money on notice of motion. I think this is an unnecessary intrusion in the right of a councillor to move a notice of motion. And the staff, when you work with your staff and you work through the operational capacity of our staff and you work through existing budgets, they deliver. And budgets they're fluid. We're trying to go back to financial sustainability. And I've pointed out some of the major hiccups along the way when we're being told everything's all right. We'll do that in another day.
Councillor Proudfoot, I have to get an extension of time.
No, that'll do. I've just about worn people out listening to me. So that
I heard
I'll conclude my notice of motion by saying, please don't vote for this. It's just too restrictive, too rigid, and again, it detracts from the capacity of a councillor to bring in a notice of motion.
It's not about solving real problems. It's about campaigning from the chamber floor. But here's the problem. SIG is using council time to perform for re-election, not to govern. Motions are put up not because they're good policy, but because they'll win them votes from narrow but noisy interest groups. That's not leadership. That's shallow politics. Meanwhile, Patricia White, who's supposed to run meetings fairly, lets SIG councillors speak off topic and run overtime, while cutting off others like Clr Gillian Boyd.
Thank you, Councillor Boyd.
I just want to point out that the people at Depot Beach are like any other community. They sought council's help, councillors' help.
We're not talking about Depot Beach, we're talking about...
Oh, aren't we? Everyone else talked about Depot Beach. I was just making a point that they are community like any other, who are entitled to access councillors to assist them with what they need.
Stop, please. Point of order.
Point of order, please.
Yes.
She continued to talk about Depot Beach, even though she was directioned not to.
Yeah. So we're talking about notices of motion. All right.
Everyone was talking about Depot Beach.
They were talking about that in relation to the notice of motion. So I'm ruling against that. I have the right to rule against it, Councillor Boyd.
It's a little unfair.
Simply making valid points. SIG councillors talked about Depot Beach without issue, but when Boyd tried to raise something relevant, she was shut down. That's a double standard, and it's wrong. Councillor Clr Clancy showed she doesn't understand how council budgeting even works. No understanding or moving priorities and paying for new ideas when money is tight.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I feel like this notice of motion takes it one step too far. I have no problems with and regularly do ask for costings if I put a notice of motion up, but I'm not comfortable as a councillor putting in, I'm going to take from column A to give to column B, and that's what it seems this is asking us to do. I don't have the fiscal intelligence to go through and line by line look at where notices of motion are going to be more appropriately funded from. That's for, as we've said tonight many times, for our very highly trained, educated and very well-versed staff to do. So I won't be voting for this notice of motion simply because I don't feel comfortable being responsible for going, I'm going to take it from item A to pay item B.
Thank you. So before...
And Councillor Kemp? She needed the Mayor to coach her through basic procedure mid-meeting? Yet again, time after time.
Councillor Kemp.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Look, it's just, to me, it's more red tape. Waiting for answers, waiting for reports before we can put in a notice of motion. We're here to represent the community. We take the concerns, and sometimes they're actually important and time-related urgent concerns. They're things that need to have a decision made, and it could be held up. with, we haven't identified the funding source yet, so we'll leave that till the next 2 weeks to go to that meeting. I'm not for that at all because it's taken the rights and it's adding more red tape. How are we supposed to specify a funding source when it's operational? I know that I've tried asking questions where we're spending this, or how much are we spending here, and I get the roadblocks all the time. It's operational. It's operational. We're not telling you. But now you want us to go and say, you know, we've got to identify the funding source first. So we've got the roadblocks in place. Straight up. More red tape, more hoops to jump through. You're taking away our very rights as a councillor to be able to just come in and say what is urgent. We're the ones that are out in the community. We're the ones that know what's going on. We shouldn't have to wait, as Councillor Krikolakis said. The staff are already pushed to the limit. So now we're asking them to identify a funding source. Laugh all you want, Ben, but it was okay when you put your hand up for the 50,000 plus traffic feasibility study. We didn't vote for that, but it's gone through. You know, and selling off the 2 mil land budget in the Depot Beach. Well, that's really great, but you just pulled that out of the budget. Now, where are you going to identify? Where are you going to put that 2 mil back into the budget? Now, the funding for everything that we put through should already be allocated in the next quarterly budget. It's already there. I'm sure with all the years of council, it's had plenty of time to know roughly how much things are going to cost every year. And the councillors will prioritise those themselves. More red tape and more council work, more staff work. I'm going to be voting against this. Thank you.
These people are running your city. Let's be clear, SIG didn't fix Shoalhaven's finances. They inherited a recovery plan designed by former Mayor Amanda Findlay and CEO Robin Stevens. They've added nothing new, and in fact, they've reversed some of the reforms that were working. And now, when other councillors like Councillor Tribe try to bring order or focus to the process, SIG attacks them. Why? Because they see good governance as a threat to their performance politics. Shoalhaven deserves better. We deserve councillors who govern for the whole city, not just the loudest groups. We deserve meetings that are fair, informed and respectful, not campaign rallies masked as council debates. The next time you hear Proudfoot or White claim they're listening to the people, ask yourself, are they really solving anything? Or are they just putting on a show? Because democracy is not about theatre, it's about results. And right now, Shoalhaven's being shortchanged.
On the council, truth to life.